2025 is the year of the open text box. It used to be that if you ever put an open text box in a sign-up flow, you would kill your conversion single-handedly. And now it is the number one thing that goes in sign-up flows. I'm shocked. And so today we're going to talk about Upwork, and Upwork has put this in the middle of the sign-up flow right after I give them my email, and they're like, what do you need done? And I'm surprised. I actually don't hate this. The reason I don't hate this is because the open text box assumes that people know what they want. It assumes that they have built out preferences. They're coming to you just to tell you their preferences. In reality, how the world works is that you, as a product that has been created, help create those preferences. All the little things that you do to signal what you offer, how you offer it, when you offer it, create those preferences. So look, I don't know if Upwork offers full-time people or part-time people or contractors or people globally or people who do data or design or engineers. Like, that is a mental model that Upwork has created for me based on all of their years. So if you're just going to give me a sign-up flow like this and be like, what do you want? I would be like, I want a developer. I wouldn't understand all the options in front of me, right? And so they're kind of like basically taking a shortcut and putting the work on me to figure out, I have to figure out what they offer, how it meets my needs, and then how I communicate it to them. But the reason I don't hate it is because Upwork has existed for so long. And so people probably have some idea of what Upwork does, and you're coming not with zero. So for startups or new products, this concerns me way more. Upwork, maybe not. I'm going to try this. I need someone to develop a property website for selling my home. Guys, we're selling radish. What? Didn't you heard it here first? And here we go. If you don't know what radish is, that's okay. Okay. So I do like this because they're basically giving me a baseline, and we know that editing is easier than writing. So I'm able to look at this and say, yes, no, yes, no. But we do have to assume, as you should assume, that anytime you give somebody something, that is the default. That is the thing that they will start with. And so it is not going to be that much different when I end with it, because my level of effort to change it is just going to be fundamentally low. And by the way, it doesn't say like, do it again, try again. And so I'm going to say probably not optimized for SEO. What actually will likely happen is, and there's a nice Mike Norton study on pizza toppings, where when you say, you give someone a pizza tray, it's like, what toppings do you want? And you're like, okay, you want cheese, you want pepperoni, or you say, here are all the toppings, deselect your toppings. People end up with more toppings because you're anchoring on all of the things and you're having them deselect versus anchoring on nothing and having them add. Okay, why am I telling you that? Well, because for this, I'm obviously going to add up with more features. This is going to be a bigger project than where I started, which was 0. So maybe that's good for Upwork because they're increasing their project sizes, but maybe it's also bad because as me coming in, like, I'm going to get a quote for a really big project that I actually didn't want. Like, I don't have that budget, right? Like, I just need something small. But because the anchor, the default here is listing all of these features, all of these deliverables, like, I don't need property site listings, right? I don't need post-launch support. And so all of those things would have just ended there had I been like a little bit lazy, which I was about to do and just say submit. We would have had a bigger project size than I'd actually want, and probably misaligned expectations, right? So probably what could have happened is maybe they prompt the person to look at each one of those and forcefully accept or decline it. So if you skim something, you may not actually make a decision. And when something like this, we're hiring somebody, we probably want to make an active decision. Okay. The second thing here is Upwork has lost the ability for me to scan the people in Upwork. So one thing that I was hoping to do before actually posting this is just like look at all of the people who are in Upwork and try to get a sense for what I want based on their job description. So in my heart, I think there's people who've been designing property websites on Upwork for a very long time, and I want the best of the best, but of the very niche market of people who've designing property websites, right? And so I'd like to figure that out by looking at all the people. That's, again, creating the mental model of everything Upwork offers so that infuses how I'm using the platform. So again, by leading with this empty text box, we kind of say the user knows what they want, and we're just here to serve. And I think that will be corrected. I think as behavioral scientists, we likely believe that this is just a stopping point, right, in the journey of AI, that we will soon again realize that users want our help in creating some preferences and telling them exactly what we offer and maybe even making a recommendation on it. To be fair, Upwork, not bad because we have that mental model already. If I click next, what happens? Okay. Oh, and I didn't even see, it's because my face is in the way, that Uma's here. Uma's here to help me. I am looking to add virtual tours and videos and floor plans. Let's see what it comes up with. Nice. So that actually is so lovely that it is giving me some questions and then pushing me to add the updates to it. So well done. And I also like this. This is, they're kind of defaulting to a lot of things they probably normally do. So Uma, well done. I think the only question would be is, could Uma have come in early in my journey of creating that job description?